Hello everybody, Jimmy Young here with your Trade Finder for Friday, August 23rd and a review of Thursday, August 22nd. Let me get the pointer out. Okay, so what we're saying is I didn't have much review. Actually, I was out last night, as I told you. I really didn't have any market view, and I really didn't have any trade view. And looking here, you can see the pound went down. However, it went down in Asia. Kind of a continuation of that move that started late yesterday, late on Wednesday afternoon after the FOMC. The euro was down, but it came back up to be unchanged. And looking over at dollar yen was straight up. And again, most of it happened in Asia. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the pound dollar pair, and you had a European breakout sell, but with a start up here, you had no room to go. So you got your buy here, and you got your double up over here on the 78 retracement. It wound up smack in the middle, so very square there. But again, remember what you're dealing with, guys. You're dealing with a JB of 61, which means the room to go number is about 80. We add on, subtract the extra 10, as you know, but in terms of what it's actually been, about 80 points in one direction. So the pound ain't too bad, but that's still kind of low for waiting for it to move to get into a trade. Euro dollar, you can see 48, so that means 70, about 70 points. That's the whole move, and you did get a sell here, and that one got taken out. Small potatoes, you know, because we ain't seeing much movement in these guys. And didn't give it was Jimmy's band setup, but it didn't give a Jimmy's band buy. Nor did it give a European breakout buy. It didn't give any signals here. Turned around and went back down again, only to head back up. Gave a Jimmy's band buy here. A little money in that one. Didn't get to the target, actually. Kind of short of the target. So, a little bit of a downer day. But again, you know, trading, it's the idea is why be trading this kind of a market at all? You know, it's just a shitty market. Even when you listen to the analysts and I read up on the Google News and different news sites, Trade the News, they're talking about how nobody can even figure out what the hell the Fed's talking about anymore. So it's very confusing. Dollar yen, you had to move early on, again, a continuation of that move, and it had some more legs, but we already ran out of room to go by the time we were getting any signals. We had a couple of news events. The Canada retail sales minus 0.6 versus minus 0.5 expected. Nothing cooking there. 330 versus 336. Nothing cooking there. Jackson Hole Summit's on. Really nothing special coming out of that yet. And Canada and U.S. news were as expected, so no trades. That would summarize today's news events. We got a couple tomorrow. We'll talk about them in a moment. This is how your charts look. And again, there's no, there really just doesn't appear to be any rhyme or reason. This week, for some reason, the commodity currencies all of a sudden started coming down. You could say it was because of stocks, but then you'd say, well, how come last week when stocks went down, the commodity currencies didn't go down? So there's really no pattern to any of the price action. It could be just August and nobody cares. Yen pairs, I don't have any clue here. As I said, I have a couple of students, few students who are interested in trading them, so I include it. We do have the second quarter GDP tomorrow, the revision for the UK. That could be interesting. You can see the regular first estimates, which is 1 month after the end of the quarter. The last 3 times, you can see you got good price action. This is a revision of what happened, what we saw last month for the second quarter. It's the revision of that number. If it's different by 0.2 more or less, I think the limit order system could be good, and or the 1 minute 60 SMA. So that one looks like it's possibly a tradable situation if we get a difference. The Canada CPI, really no signals, no trades or no results actually. We had a couple of signals, But believe it or not, they were on Friday. Well, this one was on Friday, and by the end of the day, it didn't. Never moved 50. And this one here, I don't know why I didn't. Oh yeah, because the day was over. It took like 2 days to move 50 points. It just seemed like it wasn't relevant. So basically, I would say this is a no trade situation for most of you. You're perfectly okay with that. I would be. There's really nothing going on with Canada these days anyway. As far as Friday goes, again, I don't have a clue. I'm totally neutral. I have no market view. I have no trade view. We don't have enough volatility to just say trade the signals as they come. Very tough. So I am trading it live this morning. Tomorrow morning, London time, at 10:30 we're getting together. 10:30 a.m. London time, 5:30 in the morning Eastern time. And we'll see what brings. We'll see what everything looks like and see if we can muster something up. But I wouldn't I wouldn't hold my breath, because it doesn't appear this whole month has been pretty much a wash, and we've been warning you about that all along. And one thing you got to remember, guys, is when there's nothing going on, this is when traders, as a trader, you need to really step back. As a bank trader, you can get in there and not have to pay spreads, and you can go in for small amounts of movement and try to catch little niches and try to make a day's pay, so to speak. But when it comes to the retail client, it's much harder to do that, to do any kind of scalping of any kind. So that doesn't really leave you much when you're looking. You really need to commit to look for that bigger move, 30, 50 points. And if they're not happening, they're not happening, as far as people who day trade. And, directional trades for the month of August, we pretty much have gone nowhere in any of the pairs this month. A lot of sideways, frustrating price action. So, it would have been a hell of a month, with the benefit of hindsight, to have taken off the whole month trading. Somebody asked me about that. I mentioned that in an earlier Trade Finder. And, me myself, I've been very, very lax about it, just taking an occasional peek, because I think there's really just nothing of any interest. When there's nothing of any interest, I'm not going to waste my time trying to create something, because I can lose money just as well as make it. It's not like a regular job. This is what you need to remember, guys. It's not like a regular job. Working doesn't mean you'll make money. Working when it's probably best not to be working could be a lose money situation. So always keep that in mind. With every trade you do, it should be you have an idea for a trade, you like a trade. Shouldn't be you're doing a trade because you got to make money today. Because that's still a 50-50, break. If it was a case of you either made money or you didn't lose any, that would be fine to just take a shot. But the fact is, you can lose money, and when you're not sure, it kind of makes it very much 50-50, and so you have no advantage. So then you're gambling, and again, this is not what we're trying to do. Okay, guys, that's about it. I'll see some of you in a few hours. Again, that's 5:30 in the morning Eastern, 10:30 in the morning London time for live trading. And on Saturday, we have live training, session number 5, trading the news, profiting from the news. Just a little heads up. All right, guys, take care. Jimmy Young signing off. Bye-bye.